We're the show that really tries to get under the surface of some complex and honestly sometimes pretty surprising sources.
And today, we've got something that definitely fits that bill. We're diving headfirst into an idea that, if true, could really change how we think about, well, almost everything. Algorithms, intelligence, maybe even reality itself.
It's a big one. Imagine just for a second that simple number patterns, things you might have learned about in school, actually hold the key. The key to understanding the universe, how it was created, and even how to build the most advanced AI. It's quite a premise.
It really is. And what makes this deep dive particularly interesting is the source document itself. It's unique.
Yeah, tell us about it.
It's a proposal called Quantum Brain Activity Analysis 9.9, CPU Quantum ASI Artificial Intelligence Time Control Algorithm. I mean, just the title alone tells you it's ambitious.
Okay, chuckles.
That's
the bit.
It's basically proposing an algorithm that bridges fundamental cosmic ideas with like the absolute cutting edge of AI development. So less a technical paper, more a grand vision.
Right. And it's not just some abstract thought experiment floating out there. This was actually put forward, outlined in a document for the IACOG Creativity and Innovation Conference. So there's an intention, a suggested path for actually doing something with this.
Exactly. And the person behind it is Hassan Mohammad Alizadeh Soltani. His background, software design, a bachelor's degree.
Which is important, right? It grounds these huge ideas in the practical world of code, of building systems. It's not pure philosophy.
Precisely. It connects the conceptual dots with the practical ones.
So our mission today, for you listening, is to really unpack this thing. It's intricate, it's multi-layered.
We want to pull out the core concepts, look hard at the claims, some of them are pretty ambitious, and explore where they see this being applied. And the list is extensive. Cosmic understanding, future AI, finance, medicine, you name it.
Our goal is to sift through it all, find those nuggets of knowledge, those surprising insights, and help you get a handle on what this, well, frankly, mind-bending idea is all about.
So yeah, get ready. We're going into a world where numbers might be the language of creation, holding keys to energy, maybe even time travel concepts, and definitely a very different kind of AI.
It's definitely going to be a journey. Let's start. #Chag1, the visionary and the project's foundational identity. Okay, so let's start with the person, the architect. Hassan Mohammad Alizadeh Soltani. We mentioned the software background.
Yeah, bachelor's in software. And that's key because it tells you this is someone thinking about implementation, about optimization, about how systems actually work, not just abstract theory.
It connects the philosophical side to the coding side.
And interestingly, his location is listed as Tabriz, Iran, which I think is worth noting.
Why is that?
Well, it just underscores how innovation isn't confined to like Silicon Valley or specific tech hubs. Big ideas, potentially transformative ones, can come from anywhere. It's a reminder of that global reach of curiosity and ingenuity.
Good point. Okay, let's tackle that title again because, wow, it's dense, but every part seems crucial. Quantum Brain Activity Analysis, 9 CPU, Quantum, ASI Artificial Intelligence Time Control Algorithm.
Let's break it down. Quantum Brain Activity Analysis. What does that suggest?
To me, it sounds like it's going way beyond just EEG scans or something.
Yeah.
It's implying a look at the fundamental, maybe even quantum level processes behind intelligence itself, like how thought actually works at the most basic level, maybe biologically or even pre-physically.
Exactly. Tapping into the very fabric, maybe, not just observing, but analyzing based on quantum principles. Then you get CPU quantum.
Okay, so not your laptop's processor.
Definitely not. The quantum here screams a new kind of computing architecture, something based on qubits, superposition, entanglement, a total shift from silicon and binary, leveraging quantum mechanics right at the core of the processing unit.
A whole new computational engine.
Right. And then the kicker, ASI Artificial Intelligence Time Control Algorithm. ASI Artificial Superintelligence AI way beyond human capabilities.
And time control. That sounds ambitious. Not just making AI faster.
No, it seems to suggest actively managing or regulating the flow of time within the ASI, how it relates to its tasks, its data, its interaction with, well, everything. Mastering its own internal clock, maybe even manipulating its perception or processing of time.
That's a lot. What about the 9 part? It shows up repeatedly.
Yeah, 9 factorial squared. 9 factorial is 362,880. Square that. You're talking over 131 billion.
Whoa. Okay, so that's not just decoration.
Unlikely. It hints at the sheer scale or complexity, maybe the number of layers, configurations, possible states this system can handle. It immediately signals we're operating on a massive, maybe even cosmic scale.
Okay, so scale, quantum foundations, time control. Where does the document say this applies?
Pretty much everywhere. Finance, industry, education, medicine, art, entertainment, even global management. It's presented as a universal key capable of restructuring almost any field.
It's not just an idea on a napkin. You mentioned it's submitted for a conference.
Yeah.
What's the project stage?
The document states, and this is important, the algorithm has been designed and is currently being optimized.
Okay, so beyond pure concept, someone's actually designing and refining this.
That's the claim. It suggests a blueprint exists and is being worked on.
So why should this matter to you listening, beyond just being a wild idea?
Well, it's not just niche tech talk. This is proposing a unifying theory. If it holds any water, it could impact everything. How we design technology, how industries run, how we even understand intelligence itself. It's about looking for a single blueprint for the cosmos and consciousness. That level of ambition makes you think, right, are our current ways of building AI, for example, the only way or the best way?
Okay, let's get into the core philosophy, because this is where it gets, well, really unique. It blends math, spirituality, computation in a way you don't often see.
It really does. It starts with a phrase known worldwide, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful.
Exactly. But it's not just used as an opening invocation. The document treats it as like the foundational starting point for the entire mathematical structure.
How so?
It immediately connected this phrase to a mathematical concept, MOD9. It points out the phrase has 19 words. And 19, using MOD9, basically the remainder, when you divide by 9, it relates back to the numbers 1 through 9, but especially 3, 6, and 9.
Okay, so linking a sacred text directly to specific numbers via a mathematical operation.
Precisely. It suggests a belief in a fundamental, maybe divinely set numerical order, an order that governs reality, and one the algorithm is trying to harness or replicate. Like the divine word itself contains a code.
Wow, okay. And that leads to the 369 energy generator idea.
Yeah. The claim is there's inherent energy in just those numbers, 3, 6, and 9. It shows this doubling cycle. Double 3, you get 6. Double 6, you get 12.
And 1 + 2 is 3. Back again.
Right, a cycle between 3 and 6. And this movement, this cycling, is described as releasing energy, and ultimately, this process creates the number 9.
It sounds a bit like patterns you see in nature, fractals, energy cycles, but applied as a core computational rule.
That's the feel. And it calls this 369 triangle the heart of this structure. It's absolutely central. When it says releasing energy, maybe in computational terms, it means some kind of optimization, a stable state, resolving into this fundamental 9, like an efficient information loop.
Interesting. Then there's another sequence, the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8 time cycle.
Yes, and significantly, this one doesn't include 3, 6, or 9 directly. It's also a doubling sequence, 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8.
Into 16, which is 1 + 6 = 7.
7 to 14, which is 1 + 4 = 5.
5 to 10, which is 1 + 0 was 1. Back to the start again.
Exactly. And this whole loop is called one full cycle. It completes in 6 phases or revolutions. And during this cycle, it says energy passes through the numbers and goes to the number 9.
So the energy from this cycle feeds into the 9 generated by the 3-6 cycle.
That seems to be the implication. And here's where it gets really profound. The source explicitly links this 6-phase cycle to the creation of the universe mentioned in the Quran.
Whoa, okay. So the algorithm structure is meant to mirror cosmic creation.
That's the claim. It even suggests any number or frequency in this system must complete 6 phases to return to itself, implying a universal classification based on 6 time periods or states. Its cosmology meets computation.
And this pattern creates a vortex.
Yeah, a vortex-like pattern forming the core body of the time algorithm suggests dynamic swirling energy, digital whirlpool maybe, and it also mentions symmetry. The algorithm's right side is a mirror image of its left side. Balance seems key.
Okay, balance, cycles, energy. And then it talks about latent energy.
Right. When numbers transform within the system, they have latent energy controllable by this algorithm, and then it connects that to biology.
How?
It claims all living beings in nature have this energy and cosmic consciousness representing Fibonacci growth movement. So suddenly the algorithm's rules are linked to the patterns of life itself, from cosmic creation down to a plant growing. It's an incredibly ambitious bridge.
Okay, my head is spinning slightly, but wait, there's more. The 9x9 table.
Yes. It says when you place living beings with their time and cosmic consciousness into this framework, you get this 9x9 table, described as a masterpiece of creation.
And what does this table do?
It's generated computationally for energy transfer, like a map showing how energy or maybe information flows between the numbers, representing different states or aspects.
Okay, a map for energy. But then, the scale.
This is where it gets almost unimaginable. The algorithm claims it can manage and create, wait for it, 9 factorial times 9 factorial of these tables.
That's the 131 billion number?
Yes, over 131 billion unique 9 by 9 tables, and almost infinite capacity for modeling reality, maybe, mapping every possible state of energy transfer. The complexity is just staggering.
And then comes the time travel claim.
Right. This quantum fractal table with its vortex, its cycles, it's explicitly stated to be designed for time travel, past, present, future, crossing time black holes and traveling to other parallel worlds.
Okay, hold on. Actual time travel or something else?
It's probably not suggesting a physical machine. More likely, it means that by manipulating these quantum numerical relationships, the algorithm could access, simulate, or maybe influence information across different points in time, or explore alternate realities represented within this vast mathematical structure. It's about controlling temporal information. Still a massive claim.
Absolutely massive.
Yeah.
So where do humans fit into all this cosmic clockwork?
The document is very clear. Humans are central. We control this energy. We are recognized as the noblest of creatures, citing the Quranic story where angels are told to prostrate to humanity. It places humanity at a very high, spiritually significant position.
And it mentions the refusal, Satan's refusal.
Yes, and interprets that as a penetration into human existence, representing the darkness hidden in human existence. It then directly links this to the yin-yang symbol.
The duality.
Yeah.
Light and dark, dark and light.
Exactly. And it connects that concept of balance to Islam, brought by Prophet Muhammad as representing balance in the universe.
So understanding this algorithm is almost like understanding creation and our place in it.
That seems to be the implication. For you listening, this grounds the whole thing. It's not just code, it's presented as a path to understanding cosmic design. It even claims that just thinking about Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim before a task creates a balanced neural structure like quantum numbers, applying the algorithm's principles mentally for personal balance.
It really does try to bridge everything. The cosmic, the computational, the spiritual, the personal. #Tech3, practical application and goals for artificial intelligence. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. From the vast philosophical, almost mystical side back to the practical. What does this algorithm actually aim to do for artificial intelligence?
Right. The core mission for AI, as stated, is pretty concrete: to optimize and utilize time resources in AI to improve performance, efficiency, and reduce costs. That's where the grand vision hits the road for AI development.
Makes sense. Time management is crucial for any complex system, especially superintelligence.
Exactly. It's designed to manage and regulate time for these intelligent agents, ASI, helping them perform tasks better, but crucially within the framework of natural laws.
Natural law. So aligning AI's internal clock with these cosmic cycles we discussed.
That appears to be the core idea, and the document gets specific about how. It claims it can create many layers to manage these layers for ASI.
There's that huge number again. So it implies a deeply layered, incredibly scalable control system.
Yes, suggesting it's not just a minor tweak, but a fundamental way to structure and govern how ASI operates, making it potentially more aligned with this perceived natural order of time and energy.
So what are the specific goals lifted for AGI and ASI? Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Okay, the document lists several clear goals. 1, improve AI system performance and efficiency. Pretty standard goal, but presumably achieved through this unique time control.
2, reduce costs, computational costs, operational costs. Always important, especially for large-scale AI.
3, optimize how computational and time resources are actually used, making the most of what the AI has.
4,
Enabling simultaneous execution and coordination of diverse tasks. So advanced multitasking managed perfectly in time.
and
Correcting and optimizing the execution time for AI operations. Ensuring things happen precisely when they should, not just fast, but accurately timed.
those are all definitely critical for advanced AI.
Yeah,
If you can master the internal timing, you gain a huge advantage.
absolutely. And the applications mentioned are broad: robotics, where timing is everything for movement; image processing, speech processing, data analysis, decision-making systems, all core AI areas.
So it sees itself as useful across the board in AI development.
Pretty much. But then comes a really surprising claim, one that kind of jumps out.
Go on.
The document asserts the algorithm includes human 5 senses and can manage time for intelligent agents like humans because it's close to nature's time algorithm.
Wait, includes human senses? How?
It's not entirely clear how, but the claim is audacious. It suggests the AI doesn't just process sensory data input, but somehow integrates or mimics human sensory and temporal processing at a fundamental level, because its core algorithm is supposedly aligned with nature's.
So, an AI that feels time and sensation similarly to how we do, that's a huge leap.
It is. It implies a form of biomimicry that goes way beyond pattern recognition. Maybe an AI that's inherently aware because it's plugged into these natural cosmic rhythms.
So for you listening, this section takes us from the abstract theory to potential real-world tech. It paints a picture of AI that's not just faster or smarter in a mechanical way, but potentially more efficient, cheaper, and maybe even more natural, more human-like in its fundamental processing.
Yeah, the key idea is aligning AI with these proposed natural principles. It suggests a different path for AI development, one that might lead to systems that are perhaps more integrated with the world they operate in, a potential paradigm shift, #Tag4, strategic positioning, and unique competitive advantages.
Okay, so how does this potentially revolutionary algorithm see itself fitting into the very crowded and competitive AI world?
Good question. Does it see itself as just another tool?
Not at all. It makes an incredibly bold claim right up front. It says this algorithm represents the smallest unit of time measurement in the universe for AGI-ASI. It even calls this unit a qubit in this context. A qubit for time, not information like in quantum computing.
Seems so. It's positioning itself as the fundamental clock tick, the absolute base unit for temporal management and all advanced AI. Not just an add-on, but the foundational element.
Yeah, bold. So its main job is
to optimize and execute software and hardware, the processors, right at their central core. It's designed to be the master timer, the orchestrator for everything an advanced AI does internally.
okay, and strategically how to be used.
The focus is on prioritizing, time scheduling, managing and controlling execution time, coordinating various tasks. Basically, total temporal command within the AI agent.
And who is this for? Which industries?
The target market listed is huge. IT, aerospace, finance, manufacturing, distribution, even government. It really sees itself as universally applicable across any complex system.
And the ambition doesn't stop there, right? Something about global registration?
Yeah, the goal is global registration. Not just protecting the idea, but aiming to make it a potential universal standard. The document wants it to target any strategy in AI development, AGI-ASI.
Meaning it could become a fundamental piece in all future AI development worldwide.
That seems to be the vision, a foundational layer influencing how everyone builds advanced AI.
Okay, now what about competitors? In a field moving this fast, there must be rivals.
This is where it gets really philosophical again. The document claims no competitor can claim to be a rival.
Seriously, how does it justify that?
It argues that with this algorithm, AI gets so close to natural AI that it will gain inspiration and grow like humans. The idea is it creates a fundamentally different kind of intelligence, one that understands and learns from its environment almost organically.
So it's not competing on speed or efficiency in the usual sense, but on the nature of the intelligence it enables.
Exactly. It suggests it makes traditional AI approaches obsolete because it taps into something more fundamental, more natural.
And then it makes that comparison.
Right. The document states the only true competitor is the creator. It argues humans are created superior, given power to approach the creator, but can never become the creator. So, human-made AI, even this kind, has an ultimate ceiling.
A spiritual boundary for AI.
Yes, and it uses that analogy. Two parallel lines never meet but move parallel. That's the relationship between AI, however advanced, and the creator's intelligence. It frames AI development within a larger, almost theological context.
Which is certainly not your typical tech pitch.
Definitely not. But despite saying no true competitor, it does outline 4 pillars of competitive advantage, which is interesting.
Okay, what are they?
First, applicability, workability. It stresses how adaptable it is across industries like finance and business, high practical utility.
Second.
Speed of action. It claims demonstrated usability and rapid improvements. Quick, efficient results.
Third.
Accurate information. Briefly mentioned, but implies the temporal precision leads to more reliable data processing.
And fourth.
Changeability. This is key. It says it can maintain its place against other competitors, like neural nets, because it's inherently changeable, adaptable. It suggests it can evolve and stay relevant. built-in resilience.
So for a company using this, what's the payoff?
The claim is huge advantages, analyzing markets, customer behavior, economic factors quickly and accurately, identifying new opportunities, and succeed against competitors.
And because it's self-operating in its time management.
Exactly. It leads to saving time and cost. But the real standout point isn't just better analytics or cost savings. It's the claim of achieving a form of AI that operates with natural intelligence, potentially making current competitive strategies just irrelevant, a different paradigm entirely. #5, implementation methods, and the quantum leap.
Okay, so we have this grand vision, this unique philosophy, these bold claims. How do they actually envision implementing this algorithm? Where does it run?
Well, a key point the document makes is its versatility. It's not tied to just one platform. It outlines several distinct ways it could be deployed.
What's the first one?
The most cutting edge, quantum computers and servers. It's explicitly designed to run and be optimized on these systems, leveraging quantum mechanics for processing. This is where the quantum in the name really connects to hardware.
Makes sense given the claims. What else?
Implementation directly within AI devices, AGI, ASI. They specifically mention human-like robots. Here, the algorithm wouldn't just be running calculations, it would be the core intelligent agent driving the robot's actions, decisions, interactions.
So embodied AI running on this natural time principle.
That's the picture painting. Then there's a very detailed description for execution in distributed systems.
Networked computers.
Yeah, it breaks it down. First, data recording and display specifying tasks like weight measurement and task assignment, real-world inputs, time estimation. The algorithm figures out how long tasks should take based on priority. Vital tasks like weight measurement have higher priority, it says. Dynamic allocation.
Okay. And after estimating time,
Parallel or sequential execution. Tasks run based on those estimates. The example given is weight measurement and data recording done simultaneously to save time. Smart scheduling across the network.
and overseeing it all.
A constant time control layer. The algorithm actively monitors to keep everything on schedule, adjusting as needed. The benefit: better system performance, efficiency, optimized resources across the whole distributed network.
So it scales beyond a single machine. What about the cloud?
That's the next pathway. Execution in cloud computing environments. Using distributed cloud networks as a new computational space, great for feedback systems. Again, parallel execution, optimized scheduling, automation for resource management, but on that massive cloud scale.
Taking the time control principles to potentially global networks.
Exactly. And finally, the ultimate implementation scenario described is execution in quantum computing environments.
We touched on quantum servers, but this sounds like going deeper.
It emphasizes the simultaneous processing capabilities that quantum offers AGI ASI, multiple algorithms running in parallel, perfectly scheduled by this system.
It's leading to.
A massive leap. Simultaneous capability in quantum computing increases execution speed and improves performance, the document states. This is where the algorithm fully leverages quantum weirdness for potentially exponential gains. It really ties the algorithm's core concepts to the unique abilities of quantum computation.
And it loops back to the structure, right? The 3D cube.
Yes. It mentions envisioning this as a 3D cube model with 6 faces, and each face includes 9 by 9, a spatial representation of the 9 by 9 table idea, multi-dimensional processing perhaps, extending the concept into simulated space.
Like a holographic map of its own processes.
Maybe. And this leads to the final synthesis. Overall quantum time algorithm processing in 6 quantum knot stages is necessary for the creation and building of everything in natural AI, AGI, ASI.
Wow. So it brings it right back to the start. Those 6 phases, the quantum nature. It's presented as the literal blueprint for creating truly natural AI aligned with cosmic principles.
It's a completely unified vision from the opening Bismillah right down to running on quantum computers and building AI that supposedly mirrors creation. It's comprehensive, to say the least. Hashtag tag outro.
Wow, okay. That was quite a journey. We've gone through an incredibly ambitious, deeply philosophical, and truly unique proposal today.
Absolutely. From those mystical sounding numerical foundations linking Bismillah, number patterns, cosmic creation, all the way to really specific advanced applications in AI, it definitely challenges how you might typically think about algorithms.
Yeah, it's this strange and fascinating mix of, math, spirituality, advanced tech, all woven together.
I think the core takeaway, for me at least, is this central vision, that the very fabric of reality expressed through these specific number patterns and cycles might hold the key to unlocking AGI, even ASI. It redefines an algorithm from just instructions to potentially a blueprint for existence itself.
So here's something for you, our listeners, to maybe chew on. If, then, it's a big if, but if these fundamental rhythms and energies the algorithm proposes do actually underpin reality in some way.
Right.
What does that mean for building AI? What are the potentials, the responsibilities? If you build AI that mimics these universal laws.
Right. Does truly advanced AI inevitably have to engage with these deeper, maybe even spiritual principles? Or is this document just a fascinating outlier, a unique blend of science and philosophy?
What part of this deep dive stood out most to you? What was the most surprising or maybe the most impactful claim we explored today? Something to think about.